So you're thinking about attending an interactive lab session at In-Cosmetics. We ask if you've had prior formulating knowledge and skills because you will be working with advanced lab equipment. And for safety reasons, we need to make sure you're used to this environment. You'll also be amongst 10 to 12 people at each lab bench, so we need to make sure your safety is protected. This is the general equipment we have available. Scales, beakers, dual heating elements and a pH meter. This pH meter will also check temperature up to 80 degrees. An ICA, it's a T25 digital ultra Turax with a homogenizing head. One of the things about this particular piece of equipment is there must be enough solution in the beaker to be able to cover the hole. Otherwise, too much air gets introduced into the formula. You'll have a lot of foaming and bubbles, which is obviously undesirable. All samples are prepared to 300 grams. So please make sure again that your product can be measured well, can be heated and can be cooled efficiently in a 300 gram sample size, and that you bring enough raw materials to enable attendees to prepare the 300 gram sample size. So some of the things that can help you have a very successful lab session. We are limited to 1 hour and there will be 50 to 60 people in your session. I really must emphasize that when you conduct a sample in your lab with equipment that you know and only 1 or 2 people, you will be able to do it far faster than 10 to 12 strangers can do at a bench. We'll show you some footage of just what that looks like and just how long people take to get started and measure out and prepare all their phases when there's so many people at the bench. I cannot emphasize enough that we need to have the phases prepared to make it simple for attendees to put it together on the day. There's a lot of flustering, people asking questions. We need it to follow in a step-by-step manner, clearly labelled. And if you are going to pre-prepare solutions, please make sure you leave sufficient in the packaging, especially if it's a sticky solution, because not all of it will come out when you're measuring it. You will have 10 to 12 delegates at the bench. They will be preparing the sample. We want them to use your materials so that they can get hands-on at this lab. So even if you have staff or team reps that are here to help, please ensure that they let the attendees do the experiment, because that is what this lab is all about. It's also really important that your formula heats to 60 degrees at the most. This is for some safety reasons, but most importantly because we are limited to time. Heating takes time, cooling takes even longer. And with that many people at the bench, they do take a long time to get started. So what you can recreate in your lab in 20 minutes will take them at least 40 minutes to do in a group situation. The temperature probe also goes to a maximum of 80 degrees. In the actual Formulation Lab sessions, even if you've specified heat to 60 degrees, typically attendees will heat far in excess of this temperature, which only adds to the time it takes to cool down and can lead to some mistakes and accidents happening in the lab. So we do want to limit to 60 degrees to help maximise the success of your presentation. Cold process is best. In fact, it works fantastic when you can demonstrate to an attendee just how easy your material is to use that they don't even need to heat it. So if you can cold process, please, that's a very innovative example we'd love to see in your lab session. I will be here on the day to help make sure that your lab session is a success. I also pre-screen your formulation and your method to give you some tips to help give you the best chance of success on the day. Please make sure you also bring empty packaging because attendees will want to put product into packaging to take away from them. And if you can package into jars, it is best. It's easiest for us to be able to put creams, gels, any type of product into a jar than into a small necked bottle. Most of all, we want to make sure that attendees have fun and enjoy working with your material so that they'll ask you questions and want to use it in their lab and manufacturing environment. So I want to make sure we're well prepared to keep stress out of the day and maximise the fun of participants.